Satnam. And this is Anila with Wahe Guru Yoga Chicago. And this is our Wednesday to go live. Let's make sure I turned off my sound. I did. So every Wednesday we have a 15-minute live segment where we do some kind of breath work or a meditation, a mantra, something to just, my turban is really off today. So something that brings us into that self-healing, brings us into self-care, self-love. And today, what I came upon, and a lot of times, I'll go to my area of books and I'll pick a book, and then from there, I'll just randomly open the book, and it takes me to, wherever it is that needs to be said on that particular day in that particular class or that time. So today, what came up was the meditation to conquer self-animosity. And, this is such a beautiful time of the year. And a lot of times, for many people, it can create a time of self-animosity and anxiety and, just a tremendous amount of stress. And, and then we go into this self-pity party at times, right? And we've all done it where it's like, well, if they just were a certain way, or, if they just did that, or if they didn't do this, or, why can't you be more like this? All those things that, we, that go through our head. And the true fact is that, there are no enemies, and there is no such thing as someone else doing something to get you to that place that you need to be in, to be your best possible you. There are only challenges to our own creativity. And that is the greatest enemy. The greatest enemy is ourself, our inability to continue when we get on a good roll, right? We get to a good roll and we're going, after the first of the year, everybody's going to start going to the gym. And this week is all about just eat whatever you want. And, all this time that we've built up into having good practices for the next, we get into the holidays and it's like everybody just kind of gives up. And so, even though we can't change anything about that right now, what we are going to do is get ourselves into that place where, after the first 2 or 3 weeks of the gym, of eating right, of getting up and making that juice, maybe going vegetarian, whatever it may be, eating less meat, whatever it may be for you, things start to fade down, right? We get back into those self-defeating habits. And so then there's this thing that occurs, that self-animosity starts to happen. It's like, oh, why can't I do this? And, oh, I'm just not good enough. Whatever those thoughts are. I don't even put any more words out into the energy field of the self-defeating thoughts, the self-defeating talk that we do to ourselves, that programming that we have. So this meditation is absolutely beautiful. It's a breath practice, and it's all about conquering self-animosity. So letting go of the ego becoming in control, that self-animosity, that self-negative talk is your ego asserting itself. It's saying, see, I knew you couldn't do it. I mean, you tried. It was really hard, and you did your best. And all of those things, that's all the ego telling you that you're little, you're small, you can't possibly be this big person. So this is all about connecting you back into your infinite self, into your true self. And so, the breath is our greatest strength. And I don't care how long you go to the gym. I don't care what you do in the gym, how many weights you lift. You will not gain anything that is stronger than your breath. And through your breath, you can control your stress. You can elevate yourself into a whole other place. You can change your cellular system. You totally ignite your heart, your passion. All of those things come through your breath. So conquering self-animosity. So if you're sitting in a chair today, allow your feet to be completely flat onto the ground and visualize that your feet are deeply sunk into the earth. If you're sitting on the floor, come into easy pose. Now my easy pose is my legs are crossed. If your easy pose is your legs being out, that's okay too. If you want to put something just underneath your buttocks to kind of give you that lift up, because what happens with that is that the entire breathing apparatus opens up. A lot of times when we sit and our hamstrings are tight, our legs come up like this, and that completely compresses this largest part of our breathing apparatus. Our largest diaphragm is at our pelvic floor, and we completely miss that. So you want to be propped up just a little bit in the back so that the legs can be nice and flat into the earth, whatever that takes for you to get to that space. The root chakra is grounded completely into the earth. The spine is nice and tall. The spine is stacked up on top of your tailbone. Shoulders are relaxed. Rib cage is lifted. Again, relax the shoulders back down, lifting up the rib cage. Chest is out and the chin is in slightly. It's parallel to the earth, giving our spine its full extension. Our drishti, which is the yoga that we do with our eyes, is going to be looking at the tip of the nose as the eyes are just slightly open. They're only about 1/10 of the way open, looking directly at the tip of the nose. This takes a little bit of practice. So if you don't get it right away, just come back to it as soon as you can. If you notice that the eyes have drifted away, come back to it as quickly as you can. The mudra, which is hand yoga, is that our second, this is the first knuckle and this is the second knuckle, right? So it's that space in between the second knuckles that is connected all the way down to the pinkies, and the thumbs are going to be just flat and attached to each other. Just flat and attached to each other. The upper arms are relaxed next to the rib cage, and the arms are slightly up so that the thumbs are at the position of the heart center. And the upper part of the body needs to be held up nice and straight. Again, the eyes are focused at the tip of the nose. We're going to inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth, inhale through the mouth, exhale through the nose, inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth, inhale through the mouth, exhale through the nose, inhale through the nose. So before we begin, the breath is expanding from your pelvic floor all the way up to the ears. And as you exhale, you're exhaling from the throat, the ears, all the way down to the pelvic floor. The body contracts in towards the spine vertically as you exhale, pulling the navel in towards the spine to complete the exhale. The inhale, you're expanding all the way out as wide as you can in every direction. So let's just take a couple of breaths before we begin. Just relax the hands on top of the knees. Let's inhale together. Exhale. Again, inhale. Exhale. Let's go ahead and begin. Again, just making sure the rib cage is lifted. Hey Rosetta, thanks for joining. We're doing a meditation for conquering self-animosity today. So those thoughts that come in when we reach a place when we're doing really, really good, and then all of a sudden it's just kind of, everything just falls apart. It's an assertion of the ego, letting us know that it's in charge, that, we're still this finite self. So this meditation allows us to connect deeply into the infinite. When we look at the tip of the nose, as we're doing in this meditation, the eyes are open just slightly. We're strengthening the frontal lobe, which is responsible for our higher thinking, and strengthening the pineal gland, which is our glandular control center located in the center of the brain, and it's about the size of a rice grain. And it controls the brain activity. So let's begin. We're inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the mouth, inhaling through the mouth, exhaling through the nose, exhaling through the nose, inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the mouth, inhaling through the mouth, exhaling through the nose, inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the mouth, inhaling through the mouth, exhaling through the nose, inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the mouth, inhaling through the mouth, exhaling through the nose, inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the mouth, inhaling through the mouth, exhaling through the nose, inhaling through the nose, mouth exhale, mouth inhale, nose exhale, nose inhale, continue on your own. Inhale deeply wherever you are. Hold the breath within. Creating that breath suspension, keep the shoulders relaxed. The body is filled with breath, so you cannot run out of breath. Every held breath strengthens our nervous system. Take a little sip more in through the nose. Gracefully, slowly exhale. Relax the hands into Gyan Mudra, pressing the pad of the first finger into the pad of the thumb. The other fingers are straight. Arms are straight on top of your knees. Eyes are closed. Bring them to focus at the root of the nose. Tongue is resting at the roof of the mouth. Relax into this position. Inhale deeply. Exhale completely. I'm grateful for your comments, Rosetta. Thank you. And the other person that joined us, I can't see who you are, but I'm grateful for your presence. We'll close out our practice with a long Sat, short Nam. If you're in a public place, please do it internally. If you feel that you don't want to do it out loud, that's perfectly fine. Sat, the universal conscious truth, that truth shining deeply, brightly within you. Nam, your identity shining through that universal conscious truth in all that you are, all that you do, all whom you elevate. Let's bring the knuckles of the thumbs to attach into our sternum. Palms are closely, tightly tied into each other, pressing the hands deeply into each other. And let's inhale to begin. Sat Nam. Again, this has been the meditation for conquering self-animosity. All those things that bring us into our finite self being released so we can again raise our awareness, raise ourselves, raise our vibration, our frequency into the infinite, where we truly are, where we truly belong, our truth. Sat Nam. Wahe Guru, thank you for joining me. Hope to see you again.